guys, Larissa with BeCozi is here. Today I will show you how to make this beautiful rabbit, and we will make this rabbit with 2.5 pounds of super chunky merino wool, pearl white color, and a little bit of pink color for the nose and the tail, and the eyes I made from darker super chunky merino wool. You can use buttons, it's up to you. So this is the rabbit. This is a beautiful gift for Easter. It can be used as a pillow because it's really soft. And if you're looking for a really unique gift for your Easter, look no further. You can either buy this bunny at our website or you can make it yourself. So let's get started. Guys. We will be using 2 pounds of super chunky merino wool in pearl white. You can find it at BeCozi.net, and a little bit of pink super chunky merino for the nose and tail. It will be used at the very end of the process. So 2 pounds we will use to make a little blanket, basically 25 by 30. It's a baby blanket. You can buy it at our store, or you can buy merino wool to make it. Just 2 pounds, and it will be small rabbit. We will start as usually with the making a loop, and then making our first stitch by inserting hand inside the loop. This is tail. This is working yarn. Make a loop, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. This is your first stitch. Now we will be making a chain, and we will need 10 stitches like that. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and then do it 8 more times to have 10 stitches. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10 will give you 25 inches. Calculating it by holes: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one 10. So when you have 10, then you will start knitting your first row. The first row knitting will be inserting your hand, grabbing working yarn, pull it out. Second stitch, you are going in the lower stitch, grab working yarn, pull it out. Keep working this way until you knit all 10 stitches. You're going not to the top, you're going to the bottom hole of the stitch, grab working yarn, pull it out. Bottom, grab working yarn, pull it out. This way you're knitting 10 stitches, and this will be your first row of a baby blanket, basically, or our rabbit body. So you have a line of 10 stitches, the first row, and then you knitting second row, starting from the left to the right. You are knitting your first stitch the same way as you were doing it from the right. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and then the next one, and all stitches like that. That's a really cool thing about hand knitting, that you don't need to turn your knitting project to another side. You are always on the face or the front side. Okay, so the third row, we are skipping the first stitch. We do not knit it because that will give you a beautiful chain on the side. So the second stitch, insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and do the same way for the whole 10 stitches. When you're done, you are moving back, and again you are skipping the first stitch and you're moving to the second one. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Guys, don't forget to felt the wool in before you start knitting. In my previous video, I was showing how to felt the wool. You really need to felt your wool by friction, by your hands, because it will give you a slightly felted wool. It will be perfect for any knitted project, and this way you will prevent peeling and shedding of merino wool on your finished product. So let's keep working this way until we have 25 by 30 size, and then I will come back and show you how to finish it or to cast it off. Okay guys, so here we are. So we will need, or you will need to knit 15 rows, and it might be one or two bigger or smaller, maybe 13 or 15 or 14. Just measure that it would be 25 by 30, but it should be about 15 rows. Then when you have 15 rows done, you will need to cast off, and for casting off you're grabbing 2 stitches together, inserting working yarn inside and pull it out, and this way you have 2 stitches knitted into one. Then you keep this last stitch on your hand and add the next one. You have 2 again, insert working yarn, pull it out. This way we decreasing the number of stitches to 0 basically, or casting off. So keep last stitch on your hand, add another one, insert working yarn, pull it out, and keep doing this way until you are done with all the stitches or you cast off all the stitches. And this way we will finish our little blanket. So again, I mentioned before, make sure that when you are casting off, this working yarn is on the back, not over here. It should be on the back, and when you're adding a stitch, the working yarn stays on the back. See, you're keeping this last stitch on your hand, add another one, and working yarn on the back, and then you're grabbing it and insert it inside. So this is your last stitch, and grab the tail, insert inside the last stitch, and gently pull out, and you are done. Now hide this end or weave it on the top chain like that. See, you cannot really see it. And then when you have a little tail on the back, you can just hide it on behind one of the stitches like that. So here you are, you have your blanket 25 by 30 ready, or the body of the rabbit. Okay, so here's our blanket, it's ready, and now we will work on the head of the bunny. You will need this thread, and I was telling you to use the white thread or similar to the color of the rabbit. I will use this bright pink one to show you where exactly it should go, that you would see it clearly. So take a piece of thread, look at the sides of the blanket and calculate 3 stitches, 1 2 3 from each side, 1 2 3, and then go in the this part of the blanket underneath the first row, pull the thread, leave a piece here, and then go underneath the next, and then on the top, and again underneath, And this way you will need to go all the way to the 8th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you are going down to row number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then in the 8th row you are turning right. You're going on the top and inside, and then underneath, on the top, inside, underneath, on the top, inside, underneath, to the 3rd row on the right, on the top, underneath. And here's 1, 2, 3. So we are going underneath and to the top now, and underneath, underneath the last one. And here is the piece of the end that came out, and then inside this last stitch. So here what we got, this is our head, and now just pull the string and make a head by connecting these two pieces of string together. Make a knot that it would hold together, and this is our head. Can you see this head? This is the rabbit's head. You have an opening here, and this is where the stuffing or filling will go. So it's going inside like that. So this is the head, and then using the same thread, you will connect these two parts together. It's not a big one. It's not a big hole. It's actually just giving you a chance to put some filling inside. So underneath, on the top, underneath the left side, on the top, and connecting these two pieces together. So here they're all connected, and the thread can just go inside. It's pink. It's you can see it, but with the white one you will not really see it. Okay, so this is your rabbit head, and now we will work on the legs. So now what we will be doing, we will turn the rabbit on another side, on the inside, and then you will need to basically find where is the middle of this blanket. So here's the blanket, and here's the middle of it from the bottom and from the top. This is the middle. So what we will do, we will connect the middle part of the blanket with a piece of thread. Take a thread and inside it insert it inside two last stitches on each row, and then you will need to make a leg. It will be two legs. Here on the top you can see we will be making two legs, and let's tie it over here, and let's see where it starts. And then you will need to connect. You're taking this part of rabbit of the end of rabbit body, and you will need to connect it with this part. Again, you just do it with your thread. You are grabbing the last stitch you found here, put the thread inside, and then underneath this stitch. and then you are just basically going through stitches underneath and on the top, then underneath again, then move to the right, over, underneath, and underneath, and over. And you can see really good my pink thread. Your thread will not be noticeable because you will be using the white one. And then the last piece of thread, you will just need to tie to the inside over here, just tie it, and you can just leave it hanging there because it will be in the inner part. So here you can see we have the leg ready. Now we still have a piece of the thread here, and we will do the same with the right leg. This is the top of the blanket or body of the rabbit. You will need to connect it with the middle of the blanket with the thread. Again, you're going underneath this part and then inside the last row. Here you can also connect these two parts together. Go inside this side and this side, and then come back. And when we're connecting parts, we're always going underneath, then over, and underneath the other side. Underneath and over. And super chunky merino is very forgiving, so if you missed and if you went somewhere on the top instead of underneath, that's fine, as long as you connect all the parts between each other and they're holding nicely, that will be good. So the tail goes inside, turn it inside and tight it in a knot. Here your second leg is ready. We have two legs here. Now we're moving the rabbit, and we have two pieces of the blanket to make two other legs. Hide this tail between the stitches, and then we'll do the same thing as we did on the top. Take a thread and connect this part, the middle of the blanket, with the middle, and these two parts and these two parts between each other, and this way we'll have legs. But before we work on it, we actually can stuff the rabbit. So take some stuffing, and you can actually either use some fabric if you want on the top of stuffing, or you can just insert the stuffing or filling by itself, just like that. I'll need some more here. It's actually depends how tight you made your blanket. If you needed it pretty tight, then you don't really need any fabric because it will be holding the filling inside. So anyway, now our rabbit body is filled. So let's make the first leg. So insert the thread underneath the last throw on the bottom, and you can cut it, and you will need to attach it to the medium part of the rabbit over here. And again, your thread will be white, so it will not be noticeable. Just tie it like that, and then use this thread do the same as you were doing for these legs. You're going underneath the first stitch and over, underneath the stitch on the left, and over, underneath, and over, and just connect these two sides between each other to make two beautiful legs for this little rabbit. And it's pretty easy to make this rabbit. Actually, it will take you probably just couple hours. Just be patient. Don't get discouraged if something not happening right away. Just keep working on it, and it's pretty doable project. So here, the last one, you need to just tie it around the last stitch and probably try to make some kind of knot and hide it inside. See, even with the pink one you can hardly see it. If it's a white thread, it will be not noticeable at all. Okay, another piece of thread, and you can go from the bottom of the body this time, insert underneath, and on the top, underneath, just connecting this. The beginning of the thread, you can just tie it with the super chunky merino in a knot and hide inside. So this way we didn't put any filling inside the leg. It's pretty soft. If you want the legs to be a little bit bulkier, you before finishing the leg, you can put some filling inside. If you forgot, you can still go through this opening and put some. This way the legs will be nice and fluffy. The same with the legs here. Can put some inside. Yep. And then keep working on closing the last part of our bunny underneath, on the top, underneath the opposite row, on the top, and depending how soft or how hard you want your bunny, you insert bigger amount or smaller amount of filling. So you have a piece of thread left, just make a knot somewhere and hide it inside the bunny. So here's our bunny. You can see he has back legs, he has front legs, he has a head, and he has this beautiful back, which one you can use as a pillow. So it's a really great pillow bunny. So now, here is the top of the bunny, top of his face, and now we will work on the ears. Okay, so let's put the bunny away and let's work on ears. For ears, you will need to cast on 3 stitches, starting the same way. Loop, hand inside, grab working yarn, pull it out. See, first stitch, then insert working yarn inside, pull it out, 2 stitches, and then another one. So you have 3 stitches, and then you will need to knit it. So 1, and we're going to the bottom, 2, and 3. So you have 3 stitches, and in this case we will be knitting all stitches. We're not skipping the first one. 1, and then these 2 we're knitting together. Here you go, we have 2 stitches right away. Now we are knitting this and knitting second one. And now we will knit these 2 together. And here is our first ear ready. So cut the wool, insert the tail in the stitch, and pull it out like that. So this is our first ear, and this one you can hide on the back. Don't cut it on the top because it will be hard to hide it this way. So keep it long, and then you can just hide it on the back this way very nicely. Here you go. And you can keep this one because this one will tail. It will help us to attach it to the bunny. So let's make another ear. You can actually insert some metal wire inside the ear to make it stand, or you can just keep it as is, because this way it will be nice and soft and can be used. The rabbit can be used as a pillow. So the same with the second one, 3 stitches, and then knit the first row, 1, 2, 3. Knit the first and then knit 2 together. Then knit these 2 stitches and then cast off 2 stitches together, make 1. This is our second ear. Cut and insert the tail inside the last stitch. Here is your second ear ready. Hide the tail on the top behind the stitches. And at this point, it's up to you. If you want to use the back side of the ear, that's up to you, because some people like it this way. See, this is the front side, this is the back side. It's up to you which side you want to use. If you want to use the back, then hide the tail on the back that you wouldn't see it like that. Okay, so now let's attach it to our bunny. So here is our bunny. Let's sit him on his butt. And now we will need to attach his ears. So we will be attaching the ears with front side on the back of his head. Okay, so find where the middle of the head is. Let's maybe put it like that. Here. And then you will need another thread, or you can use if you have super chunky merino left over, you can use that one. And then you need to insert, basically you can use this tail of the ear to attach it to the head, just to the stitch on the head, and hide it inside. And this way the one side of the ear is attached. And then insert this piece inside the stitch on the head, out, and on the next stitch on the ear. Then again you're going inside the stitch on the back, on the head, and on the stitch on the ear. and again underneath the stitch on the head and on the top of the stitch. So as you can see, we basically attached it. You can pull it a little bit, and you see that this side of the ear is in the middle of the head of the bunny. So then you can tie it, make a knot on the last stitch of the head, and insert the tail of the super chunky piece of wool here and here on the top and on the sides of the ear. You just insert it inside. You can secure it. So here you can see that the ear is attached. And now we'll do the same thing with this one. We will use this tail, separate it in two, and attach it to the head the same way you attach the right ear underneath the stitch on the head and tie it together. And this tail goes inside the head. And then we're taking a piece of yarn of wool, separate it in two because you don't need it too thick, and use it to attach the rest. Go underneath the first stitch on the head and then on the top of the first stitch of the ear. Underneath the stitch on the head, on the top of the stitch on the ear, and keep working this way until you attach his left ear like that, and then secure it on the attaching it to the stitch on the head by making a little knot and inserting it inside the head. And this one you can cut, or you can just insert it inside the head. It doesn't matter. You can put it this way. Here you go. So here's our bunny, and it has ears. Isn't it cute? Yep. So what we will do now, we will make a nose for our bunny. We'll just need a little piece of pink super chunky merino, and you can just find this middle part and attach it by going underneath the stitch, making a knot and turning the knot inside like that. And then you have another piece of the super chunky merino, so make another one like that. There you go. And then secure it. You can make a knot and attach it to the stitch on the head. Here is our nose. And for the ear, for the eyes, it's up to you guys what you want to attach. You can I prefer just two big buttons. So let's first make a rabbit's tail, and then I will show you how to make how to attach eyes. So here's our bunny with the nose, with a pink nose, and this is his butt. And now we need to make a cute pink tail. So take a piece of pink super chunky merino, and then connect it like this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then take the end, go around and insert it like that. So this is what you have. And then cut this 2 pieces. That's what you will get. And then you will need to fluff out these pieces that you have. The fluffier the better. And when you make it pretty fluffy and kind of connecting between each other, you will need to also make it even on the end by cutting. So see, this is just a little tassel, and we will be using this little tassel as Bunny's tail. So what you need to do, just need to find the middle of his bottom, separate this into this tail, and insert it inside, and then tight these 2 on one of the stitch on the bottom like that, and then hide these 2 stitches, these 2 ends of the, and here's our beautiful bunny tail. Okay, so for the eyes we can use any buttons you will find, like this big, for example, or these smaller ones, and you can use anything you find. It will all look good. You can also use a piece of darker super chunky merino, and if you're buying our knitting kit, we will actually insert a little piece. It will not be big, it will be a small piece, but it will be enough for a rabbit's eyes. And for rabbit's eyes you will need to take a piece and to attach it on the top and to tie it on the back like that, and then to do the same on the other, and then tie it, make a knot on the back, and here you go. Your bunny is ready. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And again, we have a DIY knitting kit on our website, and feel free to contact us at info@becozi.net.